Hi there, welcome to the call to cinema. My name is Aaron, and uh, this is not the uh, the nicest way to have to do a video. I wasn't feeling well today, and I didn't think I was going to be doing anything until later on tonight. I won't be monetizing this video. It doesn't feel right. A while back, we lost Bill Olsen, who was the guy behind Gore and Italian. He's quite a colorful character, and was known, of course, as Banana Man, which is really interesting. And he had a unique voice, and definitely, hey there, Justin, welcome, man. Uh, Said and did some stuff that was controversial to say the least. After Felix kept in check by his brother Walt. Walt Olson ran Scorpion Releasing, one of my favorite kind of like little labels. Actually, Code Red was too. And I could, go on about like the history of like when Scorpion started or when like Code Red started or anything like that, but I'm not gonna do that. Hey there, Scalder. Um, you could write up a chat GPT in like 10 seconds for something like that. I know really like Ray Stevenson, man. That was sad too. Punisher Warzone was a damn good film. I didn't like. I wasn't quite sold on the way they did Jigsaw, but everything else was fantastic. And he was like pitch perfect as Punisher. But we lost Walt today. Walt Olson, who ran Scorpion Releasing, unfortunately has passed away. And rather than kind of like just go into the history of Scorpion Releasing or focus on like that, I'm gonna share my collection. Hey there, George. Welcome, man. That was a fun video, especially with you trying to hide Mardi Gras Massacre's cover. Yeah. So rather than focus on the super sad parts of that, I'm gonna go through and show you my like Code Red and Scorpion films. Like not all of them, like because there's some around different places. But what I got here, my Blu-ray stuff and one of my DVDs as well, and let you know kind of the company and what they did, and hopefully by showing you my collection, hey, they're standing, and showing you the stuff that I got from Malt and from Bill throughout the years, or from Code Red, from Scorpion Releasing, you'll see like what importance that they had in the collectors industry, and kind of what they meant to a lot of people, and now it hurts when people, you don't even know, like people behind the scenes. I remember when Sage Stallone passed away. I know Sage, is probably, he's son of Sylvester Stallone, but for movie collectors, he's the guy behind Grindhouse Releasing. That was his thing. He was a big Grindhouse like movie fan, and the fact we still have Grindhouse Releasing is a testament to his love for it, and that they kept it going. Walt and Bill were both very big fans of movies and cinema, and Scorpion and Code Red were companies that people looked towards to release things that a lot of other companies wouldn't release, and they were releasing certain types of films on as a norm before other people were. But I, raise my glass to Walt and to his brother Bill, united now in cinema heaven. And but let's go through the releases. Let's do it that way. That's the best way that I know to basically honor guys that lived for this. So let's go through the films. I never thought this movie was ever going to get an actual release, and I do have to eventually upgrade to the Blu-ray. I'm pretty sure there's a Blu-ray upgrade out there. You guys can let me know. I'm sure some of you guys have it. They do have some amazing titles, Scaldy. You're 100% right on that. I'm going to show some here. Hopefully, some of these you're going to have or some of these you're going to want, because. But this one here is an exploitation title. You guys know I'm Canadian, and this is Ghost Keeper. Now, Ghost Keeper is a very Canadian film. In Ghost Keeper, they go out on their skidoos, snowmobiles, whichever. I'm not sure what you call it where you're from, but we call it skidoos. And they get stuck, and they have to take shelter in what seems to be like an abandoned old hotel. There's never been a more Canadian premise than that, except for maybe if you're watching Cannibal Girls, where basically it's so cold that the car stops. Ghost Keeper is a lot of fun. There's a Blu-ray of this one. This is the original DVD version of the film. I got it when it was on sale a while back, and it's got an auto commentary with the director, a featurette with the Ghost Keeper created by Jim Makachuk. I won't give away anything like on this one here because I think it's a really fun title. Um, I definitely want to upgrade it. So this is a Code Red release, by the way. Why the hell is that on there? I'm not quite sure if I don't think that I don't remember that creature being in the film. But all right. But Ghost Keeper, being Canadian, was nice to see Canadian horror represented, and 30th anniversary edition. So cool with that. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to go through like Scorpion or Code Red. Like I'm just going to do it randomly. But hopefully some of these here will give you like some thoughts of movies that you want to get. For those that came in, Walt Olsen passed away today, like from Scorpion releasing. The best way that they tribute them is to just show stuff that him and his brother put out, and hopefully you enjoy it. Here is from Code Red releasing from Bill's company, The Hills Have Eyes 3, Mind Ripper. So for a lot of people, they're like, what do you mean The Hills Have Eyes 3? Yes, The Hills Have Eyes 3 with Lance Henriksen and Giovanni Ribisi too. So if this is one that you haven't heard of, today what Planet Mondo, just to like in memory of Walt and in memory of like Bill who passed on earlier, what we're going to do right now is I'm just going to go through like my Code Red and my Scorpion releasing titles that I have in my collection and kind of say what they mean to me and hope that that's the best way to like honor somebody that was so big and for that, like that's what they did. It's the best way I can think about it. Yeah, I know, but it's not surprising when it's like two people that were so close. That's the thing. Like sometimes siblings or like husband and wife, you find that happen sometimes. But this was a brand new 2K of inner positive of the film. I got to rewatch this. I don't remember this film very well at all. Actually, I'm going to be bluntly honest with you. But I remember I picked it up. Like I saw it under before into the title Mind Ripper, but The Hills Have Eyes 3, I had to be something to grab when you see this title. Who's not going to grab something? The Hills Have Eyes 3 on it. I'm a slasher fan, and I was excited to get as many slasher movies in my collection as possible. So when this one was something that was around, I was very excited. And that is Hide and Go Shriek. It is a slasher movie about some people that are kind of like working overnight. Sort of think of like I don't know, chopping mouth of the robots, but with a killer instead, right? So they're working overnight in this place, and there is a killer there that's kind of picking them off. It's a cool film. There's like some interviews with director Skip Skolnick, actor Jeff Levine, and producer Dimitri Valliard. Bonus unrated scene cut from the R-rated print here as well. I really did enjoy this film. I know it's got some problematic aspects to it now, but taking the film for what it is, I as kind of as a slasher, I enjoyed that that aspect of it. Okay, I definitely can show the back of this cover. So George, say understand. Um, this here is Black Candles by Jose Larraz. I'm a huge Jose Larraz fan. One of the directors that I truly love. And here's the thing, Black Candles is probably, and this is going to be saying something because he put out Vampires and Symptoms, which are two fantastic films, like really fantastic. I'm not talking about like they're two fantastic genre films. They're two fantastic films, just period, full stop. But Black Candles is one of my favorites. This is a very different film from Jose Larraz. It is a more kind of a cultish film. This looks like something that you would see that would come from the mind of Jess Franco or Jean Rollin, or if Jess Franco and Jean Rollin kind of got spliced together in one of those fly scenes in the movie The Fly. That's what this seems like. It is. There's a lot of nudity. It is super sleazy. It's still kind of filmed in kind of like an artsy, kind of uniquely weird type of way. But it's really, really compelling. Walt Olson is the founder of Scorpion Releasing. That is correct. Hey there, Chris. Welcome, man. I think High English Streak's worth it. I enjoyed it. Uh, it's one that definitely is. It's a fun title. This one here, by the way, but I'll tell you right now, George. This one, it's like nudie all the way through. Sometimes you need a good bad film. What's a good bad film? So there are bad films, films that are just boring, films that you just can't get through. They're a slog to watch, as we would say. But then there's films that are just so bafflingly bad that they're entertaining. Nail Gun Massacre is one of those. The Room is one of those. Troll 2 is one of those. The Forest is one of those. The Forest is a movie that I think was made primarily due to what a great cover. Look at this. Doesn't this look like it's gonna be an amazing like slasher film? Don't you just like feel like, oh my god, this has got to be the best film ever? I had a friend that once said that he thought some movies were made, like sequels were made of them just to pay for the artwork on the film before it, like the Beastmaster series, or the. But The Forest, it's not a good movie, but it's a fascinating movie. I really enjoyed this movie. I will never look at anybody and tell them, no, pick up The Forest. It's a good film. But I will say pick up The Forest. It's an interesting film. It's a fun watch film. I do apologize for seeming a little off today. I'm just not feeling the greatest. The last couple of days I've been a little bit kind of meh. Not sure if it's the glasses, like getting used to like wearing different glasses. But it's maybe a little bit like on the dizzier side. So this here is Silk. A while back, me and my better half watched the movie Mothers, The Mothers from Vinegar Syndrome. It was directed by Ciro Santiago. Yeah, they have quite the library titles there, man. So it ended up with us liking it so much that me and my better half started looking for anything we could find that was directed by Ciro Santiago. I kid you not. And there was a sale on Screen Archives, and we went into the sale, and everything that was Ciro Santiago we bought. We didn't even blink. Yep, it is. I think it's from Roger Corman. Yeah, from New Horizons. Yeah, but it's a fun film. Filipino director Ciro Santiago did a ton of stuff, and did a ton of stuff for Corman too, I think. So basically, we ended up getting a bunch of that stuff because you can see right here. It's Roger Corman's post-nuke collection, Equalizer 2000. Because in Italian movies, you just gotta have the most giant guns of all time that don't even make sense to exist. But this one has Richard Norton, who was in a lot of like Cynthia Rothrock films. And sometimes he's her partner, sometimes he's the guy that's attacking her. But he's an Australian like actor. He's really good and stuff like this. Of course, famous for Jim Cotta. Remember that movie? Huh? I say famous for Jim Cotta because gymnastics is what I did in school. That was my one good, I guess, decent trait. Robert Patrick's in this one as well. I forgot that. But these are fun titles. This is part of this Roger Corman's post-nuke collection. There's a few of these. We got a few of them actually. We got the Sisterhood, which is again is another one. It's lots of fun. Joe, so like both of these are directed by Ciro Santiago as well. Rebecca Holden from Night Riders here. Lynn Holly Johnson is in this one. For Your Eyes Only, of course. Chuck Wagner from Automan. Remember Automan? Some really, really cool stuff there. Another post-nuke collection title from Ciro Santiago. Oh, no, not from Ciro. Yes, from Ciro Santiago. I'll make sure. Is Wheels of Fire. And again, another one I really enjoyed. You got a Playmate, of course, in here, and just a lot of fun. These movies are just like super fun films. I'll get through these. After these, we get to the horror again. We've got Dune Warriors, which is another one, which I'm pretty sure, yep, it's by Ciro Santiago. With David Carradine in here. We got Richard Hill from the Death Stalker films. I had a lot of fun with the Death Stalker. I'm a big fan of Death Stalker too, which Richard Hill's not in actually. But I truly enjoyed it. It's another Ciro Santiago. What a surprise, right? Don't worry, we're almost finished Ciro Santiago films, I think. It is The Devastator. Not sure why this isn't in the post-nuke one, because Maybe because it's not post-nuke. But this one has actually Kat Shea in this one. And Kat Shea was a director too. She directed for Roger Corman. She did stuff like Strip to Kill and a bunch of other films. She's an actress as well. So she acts in this one here. We got Terrence O'Hara in this one from Naked Vengeance. Another Richard Hill. So I got some Richard Hill films here. Let's get into ones that I think not enough people get. And this is Cutthroat's Nine. Cutthroat's Nine is a Spanish Western. It's bloody. It is dark. It is paranoid. It is fantastic. And it is gore. It is super, super gory. And I'm pretty sure that this is the totally uncut version of this one here. So this is Cutthroat's Nine, and basically the plot of this one is, have a great day there, man. This is going to be a short video anyway, I'd like to be honest with you. A band of cutthroat gang chain prisoners are chained together and on the loose as they play cat and mouse with each other in this violent and gritty Spanish thriller. Greed and Gold are the name of the game in the 1972 box office flop that has since gained a cult following. The idea was that there's a cardboard mask given to the paying attendees to avoid watching the gory sequences of the films. So, kind of like they'd have with the William Castle things, like a coward mask, right? You'd be able to like, oh, I don't want to watch this. Oh, this is too gory. I'm gonna put this in front of my face so I don't see it. Italian films. You know me and my Italian stuff, man. I love that stuff. One of the best, underrated slashers, and it still falls under the radar. No matter how many people talk about it, I still think this one's underrated. And that is Sweet 16. So Sweet 16 is a really good little slasher. A bit slow at parts, but the reveal is really worth it for this movie. And it's got a really good cast, too. We got Bo Hopkins here, Susan Strasberg, Alicia Shirley, Patrick McNee. But I guess the big ones that you want to know is we got Dana Kimmel in here from Friday 13th Part 3. So if you're a fan of Friday 13th Part 3, you're still not going to see Dana Kimmel nude. She didn't do a nude scene in Friday 13th Part 3. She's not doing a nude scene here, but don't worry, you still get your nude scenes, just not from her. All right, this is a favorite film of mine. And sadly, one of the actors from the film recently passed away, Giovanni Lombardo Radice. So there's another actor we lost, and that is House on the Edge of the Park. So this is a great film. This was done by Rodrigo Deodato, and it is what really, really makes this film for me is it is done in the sort of in the vein of some of the other films of its type, like David Hess is in it. I think the other David Hess films, kind of what you're going to get for a part of the film. I'm actually going to watch this after this video, and partially, honestly, that's my tribute to Walt. But I think Bill did this one actually. But yeah, I love this film. I have it in a couple different versions. I need to get to 4K eventually. And the one Code Red film that I never watched, but I'll eventually get to. I'm pretty sure I watched. If I watched it, I only watched half of it. And this one's right here, their very first one, Electric Chair. Oh, did they really? You definitely check it out. Now it is brutal. The girl that gets attacked at the beginning of the film, Justin, just so you know, by David Hess, that's his wife. That's sure she would become his wife. And he didn't like to talk about that in interviews. There's an interview done, and the interviewer said, hey, the girl that was in that movie, that's your wife, right? And he was like, we don't talk about that here. So I guess you don't like to talk about the fact that he had to fake assault his wife on camera, right? Which I get. David Hess was such a kind of a Renaissance guy. He could act, he could paint, he could play instrument, he could sing. Oh. But we'll go through some fairly quickly because, again, I'm feeling mad today. I think I'm getting a bit of a cold, maybe sneezy, or that I'm getting some allergic reactions. Bucktown with Fred Williams and Pat Greer. Oh, I can't watch I have to watch I can't watch Guinea Pig movies. I had to watch the animal cruelty free version of Cannibal Holocaust because I accidentally saw the other version when I was a kid, and it really messed me up, especially when I realized it was real. A strong one, Strong recommendation for me from Scorpion Releasing. Definitely one of my strongest recommendations for Scorpion Releasing is right here. Blind Date. So Blind Date has Joseph Bottoms, who was kind of a big star when it came to like soap operas. He played Kirk Cranston on Santa Barbara. But this house has Kirstie Alley in it, Keir Dullea, and what's her name? I'm sure they mentioned it on the back here. Because they have another girl from like Marina Sirtis. Yeah, they do. Marina Sirtis has a role in this too. Yeah, that's messed up. It's today International Turtle Day. A very different film. Nico Monterox is one of those directors that I think like really flies on the radar for a lot of people, but he's really, really good. Next up is another exploitation film. That is Rituals. I loved Rituals. I think this is a fantastic movie. Got Lawrence Danes, a famous Canadian actor, in here. We have the fantastic Hale Holbrook. And if you've never seen Rituals, check it out. Really good movie. I'm actually watching this today too. Next up is Lone Wolf McQuade with Chuck Norris and David Carradine. I really enjoyed this movie. This one I watched my better half again because it's got a great cast. So like Leon Isaac Kennedy's in this, LQ Jones is in this movie. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I actually saw that one, I think, in theater initially. Jerry Argento's Sleepless is right here. And maybe I'll watch this one instead. I haven't seen this one in years. Ooh, that could be a thought. Max von Sydow stars in this. Oh, Ritual's amazing. There's so many good titles. I'm going through these. I'm like, man, I should watch this. I should watch this. But I really, really enjoyed this movie. A lot of people didn't. I did. We got Mazel Keefe in The Iron Warrior. Another one that I got from my better half. She likes these like kind of type of like post-apocalyptic films. Yeah. They give you the warning, right? But you're just like, oh, it won't be too bad. And get to, holy crap, it really is that bad. The Beast with a Million Eyes. Again, this one picked up from my better half. We like these old school monster films. So these are the type we can watch together. We got The Phantom of the Opera, which is a Dario Argento film that most people don't like, which I do. Julian Sands as Zia Argento is in here as well. Oh, it's well done. I mean, like the thing is, like Julian Sands plays the Phantom, and the Phantom is like mentally scarred as opposed to being like physically scarred. Murder Rock is a lot of fun. Like Lucio Fulci film that's way more fun than I expected it to be. I got it for a 31 Days of Halloween video a couple years back, and man, I was like glad I did. This was really, really good. And I got this for like super cheap, for like $110. But a great cast, great film. Definitely Ray Lovelock's, and I'm a huge fan of Ray Lovelock. The Sect from presented by Dario Argento, but of course directed by Mikhail Save, with Kelly Curtis, the sister of Jamie Lee Curtis. She doesn't do a lot of films, but she's the star of that one. We have Silent Scream here. Another great little film. Like, I wouldn't say great, but it's a film that's got a lot of like history behind it. So the history behind Silent Scream is pretty much almost as fascinating, even more fascinating than the film itself. But with that being said, I do apologize. I'm getting a call on my phone, so I'm going to go through these really quickly, so you can see the other ones. We have The Psychic here, Lucio Fulci. Strong recommendation on that one. Unseen, if you like slasher films. Really cool one right here. The Sorceress with two twins, Lee Harris and Lynette Harris. Very much enjoyed this movie. It is so fun. Human Experiments. I give a pass on this one. I thought this was gonna be better than it was. And that actually wasn't good. Just Before Dawn. I think everybody should have. It's a cool slasher film. I really enjoyed Cut and Run. Very different than what I thought it was going to be when I initially saw it, but I enjoyed it for what it was. The Boneyard's okay. We got Witchmaker is a wonderful cover on Witchmaker. I just got to rewatch that. The Being was a bit of fun. And the last two we got Beyond the Door, which is a classic, and of course, One Dark Night. With that being said, I got to take a phone call, so I have to run. I do apologize. I'll see you guys soon here, because we're going to be doing a video on Thursday with Cinema Dave, and I'm going to be doing a video later on tonight, hopefully, if I'm feeling a little bit better, to talk about the sale and put things on our card. My name is Aaron. I will see you soon here in the Coliseum.